Well, good morning, all of you beautiful, lovely, evolved souls. I figured I'd get back on the horn today, now that I've finally gotten a secure place to live figured out. But I wanted to take today to warn about the dangers of progressive politics. A lot of people have this misconception that just because you are considered a part of a marginalized community that you are instantly in with everybody. This is a fallacy that has been perpetuated by the Democratic Party for a while, and unfortunately, many people have been duped into this toxic mindset. One thing people don't realize about the Democratic Party is the truth of their racist history, the truth of the fact that they have kept a lot of this division and marginalization of different people going so they can ensure themselves voter blocks. A lot of people out there, especially people like Candace Owens, like to complain that the black community is basically just a voter bloc that is used by the Democratic Party, which that's true. But the same applies to people that are not of the heterosexual persuasion, if we're going to put it somewhat politely. But what a lot of people don't realize is a lot of this progressive politics is just regressivist Jim Crow style thinking from the 60s. One of the reasons that I oppose a lot of the stuff that comes out of the LGBTQIA++, whatever acronym they're using, the sweet community, is because of the fact that not all gay people are considered a part of that community. If you're conservative like me, or you even fall just slightly outside of the mainstream, unfortunately, the current rainbow mafia has gotten to a particular point where it will not only weed out people like me who are more conservative in traditional-based values, but they will also slander them in ways that are unbelievable. Since I've come out as a detransitioner, the levels of just blatant ignorance have increased tenfold. A lot of people think that the left is progressive, the left is tolerant, open, understanding. They're not. They're the same Dixiecrats from the South during the Civil War days that essentially formed what we know today now as the Ku Klux Klan. There's a reason I call organizations like Antifa and Black Lives Matter the multiracial equivalent to the Ku Klux Klan. It's because they use the same tactics of intimidation, violence, and mob rule to try to scare people into their way of believing. A lot of people do not realize that the community, which is supposed to be my community, and it's supposed to be the most tolerant, diverse, open, and understanding, is anything but. I am not a white American. I am not a gay American. I am an American, period. My pride comes from my pride in my country. And I refuse to accept what race hucksters like Ibram X. Kendi, Al Sharpton, or any of these other whiny little leftist Twitter activists have to say about this country. Every person that is in this country should be on their knees thanking God that they are here, because this is the only country on earth where you can have equal protection under the law and still be gay like me. Where you can have equal protection under the law and be of any color, creed, or origin, or spiritual background. By all definitions, I should tick all of the diversity check boxes. I'm multiracial, I'm gay, and I'm pagan. But because I do not fit the proper political mindset, and I'm not willing to just throw other people away that disagree with me and excoriate them without giving them a chance, I'm instantly deemed the racist, the transphobe, the homophobe even. I'm fucking gay and I've even been called a homophobe, if that tells you anything. But this is what a lot of people don't understand about modern day progressive politics. It's cancer for any free nation. It's cultural Marxism. And the most dangerous thing about progressive politics is how absolutely divisive and hateful it is. These people are not progressive. They are regressive. They want to go back to the days of Jim Crow, where everyone's judged based off of their skin color or their marginal status. And I'm going to just say this, especially as someone that's multi-cultured, multi-ethnic. Stop blaming white people for all your fucking problems. Black community, I'm talking to you on this one. You want to sit here and blame people that have my pigment and my skin color for the problems that your community suffers, and yet, when law enforcement is around, you have the chance to actually report a lot of these gangbangers and violent thugs. You have a no snitching culture. Tell me, where's that gotten ya? We need to start seeing each other as Americans, not as black Americans, not as gay Americans, not as white Americans or anything else. American. It means that all of us are endowed with the same civil liberties and rights as citizens of this country as anybody else. I'm going to keep speaking out against the left, no matter what it costs me. I am even going to call my own community out for its blatant and total disregard for letting predators into our community. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Especially because I've experienced what gender dysphoria is. I am a detransitioner. Sexual orientation. Gender identity. Two completely different things. This is the danger of progressivism because it lumps people together in groups based off of marginalized status. And as a result, lesbians, gays, and bisexuals who have fought for their rights for years and made great progress are now seeing a decline in their ability to even exist in this society because we have had the transgender community forced down our throats, lumped in with us, and then all this other bullshit. There's LGB. There's nothing after that. And honestly, even that, I have a problem with. I might be gay, but I am not a part of some progressive cult. I am not the property of any one ideology or any one political party. We need to stop seeing ourselves as black, white, gay, or whatever, and start seeing ourselves as American citizens. This is the greatest country on earth, and even with all the craziness going on, I still thank God, source, or whatever the hell you want to call it, that I live here. Because I can speak my thoughts. And even with big tech trying to censor everybody, I can still speak these words freely in this video without getting shot in the head. We have to stop dividing each other based off of marginalization status and labels. That's what Democrats want. A lot of people will say, well, how can you sit there and simp for the Republicans? They're anti-LGBTQ, whatever. It's like, no. Dude, You don't understand. The reason that I am for Make America Great Again is because I believe all of us are Americans. I believe in the dream that Dr. King had. But it seems like a lot of people nowadays are in this pseudo-progressive mindset. This mindset that says I can discriminate based off of skin color as long as it's a white, straight person. I can bash this gay guy if he supports Trump. I can do all these different things to all these different people because they don't agree with me. No, you can't. And there is going to be a reprisal for a lot of this activist class. We need to really stop and reassess where we are from the standpoint of lesbians, gays, and bisexuals. The rest of the shit in that fucking acronym does not matter. I don't care if people want to get mad at me for saying that. Also, another thing I'd like to point out before I cut the feed is that we need to stop normalizing words like queer. To me, that word is worse than calling me a faggot. Yeah, I said it. When you call someone a queer, you are essentially calling them something worse than a faggot. To me, that is the N-word of being gay. If we want to continue to enjoy acceptance in this country, we need to immediately stop with trying to frame everything as anti-gay, anti-trans, anti-black, anti-whatever. People are done listening to that bullshit. And if we really want to be taken seriously in society, then we really need to stop marginalizing ourselves at this point, because that's what we're doing, and see ourselves as American citizens. That's about all. Namaste, and have a wonderful day.